Okay, now it's okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. My name is Michelle. I'm starting explain a little how this platform works. Talking is a conversation platform. I'm not a teacher. I'm here to improve my English as you. So, guys, for this to happen, be kind, be polite with each other. Don't correct anyone. Enjoy this process and don't be afraid to make mistakes before because this is the way to learn English. So we are here to make mistakes and learning. Let's start to present yourself. Okay, I I will put the questions on the chat. And Elias, can you present yourself? And after choose the other person, please.
Okay, I'm Elias, I'm 37, I live in Teresópolis, Rio de Janeiro. Teresópolis is called Teresa City. It's a small city near from Petrópolis and Friburgo. Is the here the concentration of Brazilian selection, CBF, is here. I'm married. I have no kids, no pets. I work with IT since 2008. That's a long time ago, 15 years. Nowadays, I work as a software engineer in an insurance company. In my free time, I like to listen to music. I love hard rock. I watch some anime, Naruto, some kind of it. I'm a Christian too. I'm a Christian. In my church, I play an instrument, a musical instrument. Uh, I'm here to improve my English and maybe to travel abroad to work for an international company. I think is it.
Thank you, Elias. Thank you. Please choose the other person to present yourself as well.
Okay, Miss Leticia.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Letícia. I am 20 years old. I live in Barueri, São Paulo. I am at the college as well. I'm here in Talking Talk since April this year, I think, in order to improve my English and to practice, because before that I didn't use to practice my English, and here we have this opportunity. So I think that's it. In my free time, I like to watching series or movies. I really like series about cooking and gastronomy and sports. I really like to watch sports too, and that's it, I think. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Leticia.
And
Please.
Priscilla.
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon. I hope everyone is well. My name is Priscilla Portela. I am 31 years old and I live in Lisbon. I'm married and I have a dog called Cruella. I work in IT and I am a QA. I like music, movies, and going out to eat. I still have a lot of difficulties with English, so I'm sorry for the words and difficulties during the conversation. I've been on talking for 2 months.
Thank you.
Beatriz.
Hello, my name is Beatriz. I'm 25. I live in Campina Grande, the countryside of Paraíba. I like to stay at home, watching TV, reading books, and spend time with my pets. I've been here in Talk and Talk since the end of May or so. Then I just stopped for a while and returned last month. And I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Beatriz. Hello, Luciane. Can you listen? Can you hear me? Yeah, everything's okay? Okay, no problem. So guys, let's start with the questions. No problem, Lucian. The first question is about the using apps. How might using apps help us improve your English? Leticia, can you help? Sorry. Can you answer this question, please?
Yes, I think that using apps can help us because it's something close to us, because we are all the time with our cell phones, and it's interesting if we have the opportunity to make this using something more wealth for us. So we are not only on social media, we are learning something, and it's interesting. But I think that we need to understand that apps lead us to seek knowledge, not isn't a class or a teacher. For example, when I'm using Duolingo, I face new words and new expressions, but I don't find there the explain and something like this. So I, by myself, need to looking for it. And I think using apps is interesting because of this, because instigate our autonomia to look for technology and look for new expressions. And I think it's interesting. I use and I like it.
Sorry, guys. And that's interesting because I think in the past, the process of learning something, it's more about teacher and the student. It's not I don't know, a single process, an individual process. And nowadays, I feel that I can learn in anything that I want if I use apps or internet and keep working in my goal. Oh, thanks. I think it's the point of about autonomy is very positive because we can learning anything, I think. Thank you, Leticia. And what do you think, Priscilla?
Sometimes I do Duolingo. It helps with minor things and easy practice. You can learn a little reading and concordance. There are apps for learning with music, but I don't really like them. I already like English, reading apps better, like Bilingue app. Bilingue app.
Thank you. Yes. I love Duolingo too, because it's easy and funny. So
Yes.
I use it so much. Thank you. Uh, and what about you, Beatriz?
I know some apps can be really useful, and I know some of them, but I don't have the consistency to use them. So I normally don't use because I think that I needed to mark an hour to use it like daily or something, and I every time forget it, so I don't use it. But for example, if we count on Talk and Talk as an app, I think for example it helped me to improve my English skills, my English conversation and vocabulary. Because before that, I didn't try to speak in English. I just had writing and reading skills.
Thank you. Yes, for me, it's difficult to keep consistency on using apps, especially because I work with computer and cell phone all the day, and using these um, oh my God, uh, advice no, I devices. Sorry, I forgot the word, but using electronics um, after the work for me, it's so hard. So I agree with Beatriz. To keep consistency, it's difficult. And you, Elias?
Yes, I agree with you. Like Lele said, we using our cell phones all the time, and then it's easy to download an app and do the exercises. There is a lot of apps, and these apps, a lot of apps leads you to do a daily plan to study. Some apps use to you can talk, speak, and reading. I don't like Duolingo, I, but later I explain why. But I use another app. I don't tell now. I will make you curious. But I use another app. Um, yeah, but apps in general, technology, are good to improve our learning, not only English, our our new skill we want to learn.
Yes, yes. Oh, everything I look on internet, for example, how to fix my I forgot the word for chuveiro. How to change something. It's technology. I think gives for the person the power of learning something. It's very interesting. Luciene, can you talk? Or are you still with problems? I think she keep with problems. So the question number 2 is about negative points of using a lot of apps to try improve language skills. I'm confessed, to be honest, I'm feel very confused. I try to use a little. I don't know. Nowadays I don't use apps. I use the internet. I use the GPT for search about uh, explain of a word. How can I use it? How I can use it? Words in the context and in the way, in the general way. I use a lot. Mm, yes, I try to read books, and that's it, and using talk and talk. But my mind, it's very full of information and many things. So I think it's a negative point to using a lot of apps. I can focus on things. So for me, it's very difficult. What do you think, Priscilla?
I believe that the lack of practice when speaking, which makes use more afraid when we have to speak English or another language we are learning. That's it.
Yes, yes, because the practice and the interaction of each other, it's very important. And there is no way to simular, I forgot the word, the interaction. And the interaction, it's very, very important. We learn we learn Portuguese, listen other person to talk, and see other person to the way to talk, and culture interaction, these things, it's very important to keep on our learning process. Thank you, Priscilla. Elias, for you, what are the negative points of using a lot of apps?
Yes, I agree with you, Misha, because less is more. If we have a lot of information, a lot of apps, we don't have any organization. Then we can our daily lessons can be a messy. Then it's difficult for me, for all, to organize a routine of study. Nowadays, I have a routine. Can explain later. But the main cons is just you said a lot of things, a lot of information. We can be confused. Oh, yeah, it's good, it's not good. I will send a text that the four things I use, and in next question I will explain why I use these things.
Okay, thank you. And Leticia, what do you think?
So I think it's complicated because we have a lot of options available and we want to using all these options. It's complicated because we want to learn something and we think that quantity it's important, but not always. So I think it's complicated because not only learning English, but all the process of learning in my life, when I have a lot of sources and a lot of options to learn, I stagnate. You know, I stop and I can't continue because I don't know what things choose to keep my learning process. So as you say it, I don't use a lot of apps. I use more websites, YouTube, to watching videos in English, for example, but it's complicated. I always try to choose, and I agree with Elias as well. More, less is more because it's difficult to deal with a lot of informations because sometimes we are just absorb these informations but not understand it, not learning. And I try to do it when I find some app or some website better for me, I exclude another one to keep a quantity, a little quantity. you know. That's it.
Yes, that's a good idea, a good strategy to eliminate one when you search a new and better apps. Yes, thanks for sharing. Um, every uh, everyone answer this question. Priscilla, did you answer? Okay, sorry, I forgot. Sometimes it's difficult to remember. Beatriz, did you answer?
No, I didn't yet.
Please go ahead. Sorry.
Imagine, so I think that, as you said, we learn English by immersion. So first of all, we try to listen and understand the context about what is saying, and then we try by repetition. So we just imitate others. We try to reproduce the same movements and the same, sounds and accents. So it's how we learn English, and I'm trying to do this, but I don't think it works as it worked when we were children, because I always have this thought in mind, like why is why this sentence is like this. There is some pattern, there is some rule, so I'm trying to discover why. And when we are kids, we are like, yeah, I don't think about it, I just repeat, so it's so much easier. And I think that using apps can help us with this, because we don't have time to overthink. So we aren't think about the right preposition, or if this word is totally wrong or not. We just speak because we need to speak. So I think that it is helping me a lot. And even though I have this gaggling, I don't know if the pronounce is correct, but I'm gaggage sometimes, and it bothers me because in Portuguese I used to speak very confidently. So it's a thing that uh, make me insecure a little. So I think that if I have this consistency from now on to use apps, it will help me so much. And yeah, but I think that Talk and Talk is, I consider Talk and Talk an app because sometimes I use it. So yeah, I think that we have a lot of different stores or tools to help us nowadays. But the process is because we have so much tools that we have a hard time finding one. Yeah, to finding one. Yeah, we are so overwhelmed by all these informations that sometimes we use our energy to choose one and not to use one. And I think that's it.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. Sometimes I spend all my time try to make the thing right and correct correctly, and I don't have a result because I'm focused on not the correct thing. So thank you, Beatriz. And a negative point is a dependence on technology, of course. Today, when I will write something, I always use I don't know, corretor. I always use apps to correct my text. And I think it's not so good because I lost my autonomy in the process. So the fear of commit a mistake, it's higher, especially in the work. I think I can avoid this dependency try to create more, I don't know, more. It's not security. It's other word, mais segurança in my process. For example, I can do this without apps. I can talk without researching something. So for me, the way is this to fortalecer me fortalecer, na verdade. So that's it. What do you think, Letícia?
So it's complicated because technology is something which addicted us. So I think that we need to keep in our minds that apps and books, all the tools that we use to learn, it's only ways to find technology. It's not the technology properly. So I think that's much more about what we do by ourselves than the things that app make to us. So, for example, we need to keep in mind our autonomy. For example, I learned some new word in the app, but I need to have the autonomy to use the word in another situation, so app, it's only a way. It's only a, I don't know, vitrine. But we need to keep our autonomy and understand it, because an app and book and video, I don't know, never can replace our learning by ourselves, So I think that's it. It's difficult because, as you said, apps which correct our answer, I even don't know the opportunity to think about the right answer. The app show me what's the right answer, and it's difficult because something technology prevent us to learn. It's a kind of paradox, but that's it.
Thank you, Letícia. Yes, the responsible is our for to learning something. So to keeping on mind this thing, it's important. I'm responsible for learning. If I just use apps in a only way, for example, I can to practice enough, or I can to develop my English so well. So it's important. Thank you. And you, Elias.
Yeah, the problem is the dependency. Like Letícia said, we can be addicted to these apps, but I think in the beginning it's common. Caso, for example, you don't know the word, then you can use the word, the vocabulary. Then you have to improve your vocabulary. Caso we think I'm addicted of technology, but a physical book is technology. It's not like a cell phone, but it's technology. If you read a book, a dictionary, a physical one, you are using technology. The difference, this technology, you can carry a lot of books. Then I think for us, we are using technology now to use it talk. And like you said, Michelle, we use computer all the day because we work with computer. Then I think it's a way with no back. then I don't know. It can be a problem, but all of us have to find a kind of method that leads us to improve our English. Okay, I will share a little about I don't know if my personal method, but I was in the same question of all of you. I will talk a little more if you now, if you agree. I send in the message the 4 things that I do. I study in a course based in conversation, a direct method, column method. I don't know the name of the school that I study, okay? But I share the name. Direct method is a method to learn English or another language. This method is based on repetition. It's not only saying, oh, repeat, please. No, it's not like that. The book has the phrases, the questions and answers. And the teacher do the question, do the answer, and you repeat. But the teacher can create some things, in case of my teacher. It's not a monotonal thing like read, repeat. My teacher don't I don't read the book. I only listen and answer with my own way, not the same answer of the book. This method is good because there is a grammar topics, but it's not only verb to be, verb to do. No, they are grammar. They show this verb, but you repeat a lot of phrases. Then repetition a lot of phrases with a lot of situations is very good to fix to fix the words and the sounds. Another thing I use talk. We are here. You all know talk. It's very good. When I know talk, I bought the plan, the full plan, and in 2 weeks I improved my English. Because okay, we can read, we can understand, but we when we need to talk, we don't know how to talk. And talk helps me a lot. Another thing, it's not necessarily in this order, okay? I use the app Elsa Speak. I don't use Duolingo. I don't think Duolingo is bad, but it's not the thing I want to. Because Elsa Speak is based on conversation. Then this app correct you, you talk, and this app uses artificial intelligence to listen your sound and correct you. For example, when you say play, if you say play, this will correct you the letter that you're missing. Then in this form you can this app bring us a little conversation about shopping, about a lot of subjects. In this way, we can we learn new words, grammar topics. We can listen, practice the listening, practice the speaking, because we talk and this app correct us, and all of the same time. When I start talking, this app also speaking, complete my studies, and I did one more step. And podcasts. There is a lot of podcasts. I sent this one. Is the name is Learning English Podcast. This podcast in special, the guy talk a little slowly, not very slow. That is not natural speaking. This is natural, but a little slow, like not too slow, but in a natural conversation, okay? A little more than I said that. This podcast is good for me because I work with IT, I use my creativity. Then it's difficult for me to listen in advanced podcast and programming at the same time. Because if I thinking about my code, I can't pay attention with the listen. Then for me this podcast is good because I can do the same time. And the guy said very clearly. I think the guy is from. I think it's from the USA. I forget now, but it's a good podcast. Then if you there are a lot of podcasts, BBC 6 minutes in English, a lot of them. Then I don't know if the 4 steps I show us is a kind of method, but it work for me. And talk again about the app also speaking. I think it's worked a lot for me because when here in Imersão on Talk, we know if we want to say, but we don't know how to say. Then with this app correct us is different from a human correct us, but it's not the we don't become ashamed, but it's a app, it's not a person. Then in 2 weeks using Talk and also speak, I improve my conversation. And
So-
it's helping me to think more in English and not translating my head.
Great, Elias. Great. Thanks for sharing. I think very interesting about the Elsa Speak. I will research. Thanks a lot. So, Elias, talk about how he associated your tools with learning English. And this is the question now. How do you know, how do you know is best for you? Elias, give us your list. Thank you. And for me, I try to learn in more simple way as possible and bring the learning for my routine. For now, I can sit and study and study. It's not possible to participate a regular class. And in the past, I made a lot of courses, a lot of way of courses in the schools, individual course, and nowadays I try to do in my way, but I can force myself nowadays because, as I said, my head, my brain, it's full of everything. I live by myself, so I need to deal with a lot of things during my day. So what I can do? In the beginning of the day, I started to read something because I'm not so tired, and during my work I read a lot of things in English because all of communication is in English. So I'm studying, right? And in the final of the day, I try to listen news. I try to see a series, watch a series, or listen some podcasts. But I don't spend so much time as I would like to learn English. My mainly effort is to create a topic, a questions, and I try do my best in this moment, because it's a moment that I can learn how to write, how what a topic it's good for talking. So that's it. I try to keep English on my daily routine. And you, Priscilla?
I'm sorry, question 4?
It's question 5, but I
5.
answer with a 6. I don't know. Please feel free.
Okay. I'm answer question 5.
Okay.
Testing. There are people who learning better by listening. There are people who learning by reading or speaking, but we won't know what is best if we test. Yes.
Great. Yes. Depends on your profile. I think it's important to know. It's testing or reading. I don't know.
Yes.
Thank you. And you, Leticia?
So I agree with Priscilla. I think that there's no way, if not to test, because we always can find something better and something that match more with us. So for me, I really like to read books in English. Even I don't like the subject, the topic. I only want to learn to practice because I can do it when I'm going to college or when I'm going back to home. And I try to choose little books because I can bring with me and read it a little fast. And I really like to read books in English. I like to watch videos on YouTube, short videos with different topics and with the audio and the subtitles in English. And I try to understand. And if I find difficult, I put the subtitles in Portuguese. And that's it. I also like to answer questions in English because even I don't know all the things about that subject or the right answer, I like to try to answer because I've always learned a lot doing this, not only in English. I think questions can instigate us to select all the tools that we already have, and that's it. I think these 3 things is the things that I more do to practice my English, and that's it. I'm always testing, and if I looking for something that look more interesting, I test it, and that's it.
Thank you, Leticia. Yes. The way is testing, as Priscilla told you. Thank you. And what about you, Beatriz? How do you know which is best apps or the process of learning for you? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you said.
So it's question number 5. Is how do you know which is best for you?
Oh, sure.
About
Thank you. Yes, I like to read and write because even though I can't speak at the same level I can write or read, I think that it helps me when, for example, I say something wrong and then automatically my brains know that there is something wrong. And then I rewatch, for example, the videos on YouTube. I can see that I made a mistake, so it's easier for me just correct for the next time. I used to read books that I like. For example, I read a book in Portuguese, and then the second book isn't released here yet. Then, for example, I try to get the English book because I know the context, I know the content and what the book is about. And then I can, even though I can understand 100% of all the sentence, I can understand the context and I will do connections. I will link the words. So it's easier for me and it's pleasure too, because one thing that gets me hard is English sometimes is boring. So, learning English, like learning grammar rules, is really difficult for me because I I I have a expression. I feel that I'm not able to concentrate 100%. So everything looks more interesting than learn it. So when I get the thing that I like to read or watch, it's easier. And there is a thing that I do sometimes, and I should do it more. It's get the ebook and then the audiobook to do it at the same time, so I can read at the same time I can listen. So I will associate the pronounces, and I just tried it a couple of times and it worked a lot. But I don't know why the thing that works the most, I just don't try again. I don't know, it's a kind of auto sabotage, or I just need more focus, because when you do this, you need to be in a silent place, or you need to be really focused, because there are a lot of stimulus. You have the visual stimulus, you have the listening stimulus, and you have the content, the context, the story that you need to pay attention. So it's a lot of things that are at once. So it helps me a lot. And I think that the basic, just listen to music, or watching um some series that I like. But I think that for me, uh, it's a little hard, just pay attention, because I know the context, but I don't pay attention like word by word. And when I'm reading, it's easier because I need to pay attention. I just can't pass the whole text, and I like to, do, I don't know how to say, acompanhar the same moment that the audiobook is saying. So I need to be there at time, on time.
Sorry. Thank you, Beatriz. Yes, I will tell you about audio books, but the problem for me will be the focus, because, for example, when I watch a series, it's very difficult to pay attention on the images, on the history, on the subtitles, and the voice of the the actor or actress. So it's very difficult. I watch series, but not try to learn English. I watch series for fun, and for example, read something. For me, it's better to learn English than watching something. So I think I learn so much when I read something, and I'm more interested in search words and exploring more the vocabulary than I watch something. That's it. And the question number 7, it's about consistency. Elias, can you answer? Because you you answer about the tools that you use, so I think number 7 it's better.
Yes, cause to maintain consistency. This app, also speak, we can do the plans. Okay, I want to study 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day. Then it's better to study a little all day and every day, then a lot of it one day, and no for the rest of the week. Then I usually make a plan to study 20 minutes, and it's not too, it's not too, it's fast. 20 minutes is fast. Um, uh, about the question 5, how to know which is the best for you? To know how the best for me or for all of us, we have to know ourselves. For example, what's your schedules, your daily schedules? For example, I start working at 9 a.m. Then I wake up at 7 a.m. and study about technology, my personal project, and separate a part of this time for studying English. If you start working 7 a.m., you separate before the work or things like that. But for me, it's work because before the work, I don't go out. I just take a shower. Okay, I go to the gym. Before the gym, between 8 and 9 a.m., I use this time to study something, English, for example. Then it's work for me. And to maintain consistency, you have to know yourself, know your habits. For example, if you are a shy person like me, the beginning in the immersions can be very difficult. Then when I use this app, also speak, it's good for me because English, when we learn English, we learn two languages, writing language and speaking language, because the sounds different. And my best difficulty, okay, sometimes I try to read in English, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm reading, I understand, but I reading in my mind. I imagine this word, the sound of this word, totally different of the reality. Then this app helped me a lot because this app bring me the real sound of the word. Then when someone said this word, okay, um, I know the sound of the word, and then I can understand.
Great. Thank you, Elias. So, guys, our time is almost finished, but Priscilla, can you talk with us? What did you think of this immersion of this meeting for you? This topic okay?
That tinha sumido. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Repeat, please.
Yes. What do you think about this immersion? O que você achou do tópico, da imersão?
Um, eu não consigo responder em inglês ainda sozinha.
Don't worry. Please feel free.
Desculpa, pessoal. Eu gostei demais. Tô ainda me some as palavras, eu não consigo formar frases ainda. Por isso que eu uso o Google Tradutor. Mas gostei das ideias das aplicações, de como usá-las e assim vai me ajudar bastante nessa difícil fase de aprender inglês. Thank you.
Obrigada, Priscila. E é isso, continua voltando. When I made my first immersion as a host, for me it's so difficult. It's difficult nowadays, but I'm I'm accustomed for this environment, this place. So consistency is the key for everything. Just continuous practice, keep return to the immersions. There are all of immersions on the weeks, So it's good. I love this talk and
Yes,
platform.
it's funny that I understand what they saying, but I can't form the words yet.
Don't worry. Take your time. Guys, I will put a survey. Feel free to talking us about, I don't know, this immersion, suggest a new topic, and that's it. I hope that you enjoy this conversation and this time, and thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.